The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Thanksgiving is about a week away. We are rolling through November, and I have an awesome musician today. His name is Amir Robinson. He's not too far from here. He's in Randolph, just a couple of towns away. And we're going to hear one of his music videos about halfway through the show. But of course, before we get to him, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will proceed per usual. So we got a few tonight. We have the Shepherd Center for the Performing Arts in Fairhaven. We have Boombox Guns and Ammo in Middleborough. We have Big Lee's Automotive in Hanover. We got Alpha Health and Fitness in Rockland. We got the Riverside Cafe in Wareham, open 6 days a week, all except Wednesdays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They do DoorDash delivery and have the best breakfast from Boston to the Cape. We have a new one, Ocean Wine and Spirits in New Bedford. We have Pal's Driving School in Middleborough, setting up classes for February and April of 2025. Better get on that website, checking that. We got Lynch's Towing Auto, Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. My pal Lynchy there is always in search of new wheels, transportation, scrap metal, anything to do with it. He handles it all there. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have the Collision Doctors in South Easton. They're a new one. We have Madigan Land Surveying LLC in Middleborough. We have Easton Auto Service, U.S. Gas in South Easton. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Cycle Pros in Bridgewater. We have Brian's Barbershop in Kingston. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have Mimi's Cuban Cafe in Rockland. We have Scott's Fine Wine and Spirits in Southeastern. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Curtis Car Care in Middleborough. Thank you, Adam. We have Adele Style Barbershop in Northeastern, right in town. We have the Home Studio in Mattapoisett. We have good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We have the Doggy Boutique, all-breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next-door neighbor, Debbie Chanel in Brockton. We have the Country Whip Sweet Shop in Acushnet. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Auto Clinic and Inspection in Rockland. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have Haven Psychiatric Services right here in the building in room 211. We have Evan Young Realty, my brother the Realtor. We have DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington on Route 58. We have Joe's Diner in Taunton, and we have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts on the installation and removal of quartz and granite. And now, thank you guys very much, and Mr. Amir Robinson, and that's it, right? That's your full moniker for your work, for your music, right?
My artist name is Amir. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, and now I have to admit, I was a little. You're an R&B guy. You're not a rapper. I thought you were at first, but based on the music video I saw, you're an R&B dude, right?
I am a Caribbean Afrobeat singer.
Okay.
I used to do a lot of R&B stuff, but I switched genres to Afrobeats, Caribbean music.
Okay. See, I've never heard of that. Is that something? Because I mean, what I heard of what I've heard of, in the music realm, we've had soul, we've had disco, we've had rap, we've had hip hop, and now you named something I've never heard of, which is pretty good. But that's fine. I mean, we'll learn something new every day, I guess.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, tell me about yourself. So where did you grow up? And when did you start music? And we'll take it from there, as a kid, and then we'll work our way forward to the future. And the present and then the future. So go ahead. Talk about your childhood and how you got into it.
I hail from a country in the Caribbean called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I came here when I was about 18 years old.
Okay, you don't look much past that now.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
I started doing music here professionally about 5 years ago.
Okay. Oh,
I've always wanted to do it professionally, but I never got the chance. But I just recently started doing it about 5 years ago.
okay, great. Well, did you have an event in the area that prompted you to do it 5 years ago? Did somebody tell you, I mean, were you doing it kind of like as a hobby and then somebody said, hey, you're really good, why don't you take it to the next level? Something like that?
That's exactly how it happened, to be
Okay.
honest. I was a mechanic. I used to be in the mechanic shop singing all the time,
Oh,
and
yeah? Wow.
everybody was like, "Hey, why don't you go and do it professionally? Why don't you, go on American Idol or one of those shows?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Great.
that's not really my thing. So, but then I got serious about it. I went in the studio. Somebody told me to go in the studio with them, so I went in the studio with them, and then here I am right now.
Wow. It's better than telling you it's better than asking you, what did you do with the money your parents gave you for singing lessons, which is what they did when I was singing in jobs I've had. So that's great. And where was the studio? What was that studio that your friend or that person brought you to?
That studio was in Randolph.
No kidding. I
Shouts out.
didn't know you even had one there. I used to work in Randolph years ago. I worked at Fresh's Deli. I don't know if you know where that is.
It was a home studio. Shouts out to Andrew Dominguez for letting me grace his studio, but he was the one who first recorded me in his basement studio.
Okay.
Now I have my own basement studio.
It's swell. I love the designs on the wall. You got the diamonds, the
Yeah,
purple diamonds, and the psychedelic
those are
all
like
around surround sound
music
picture.
notes
That's
going across.
yeah. Wow. And that's your house,
Yeah,
right?
my house. Yes.
Oh, okay. How many years ago how many years ago did you convert it into a studio?
That would be in 2021, I would say.
3 years
Yeah,
ago. Okay.
yeah.
All right, now let's talk about some of the events where you performed. Explain that. Where have you gone? Have you done any? I mean, have you been on the
So,
radio? Have you gone into? Do you go into music musical auditoriums? Where do you go to perform?
I have performed in different places. I performed at the VFW in Fall River.
Okay,
Uh, Boom Squad Radio have these events that they do. Shouts out to Boom. Also, I've done shows in Rhode Island at the Dancing Cats and at the Spot in Rhode Island.
okay, all right. Well, what about have you been on the radio at all?
I'm on the 97.5 in Texas,
Oh, okay. Well, that's not
actually.
okay. So that's Texas is a big state, so you're covering a lot of turf, I guess.
Yeah, I've been on a couple other radio stations, but don't remember the names of them right now.
Okay. All right. Now, were you ever in a band, or have you just always gone solo, or
I've
both?
always been solo. I don't really play an instrument. I usually get my beats from online.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people do that.
Yes, I listen to a beat. If it resonates with me, then I start writing.
Okay. Okay. So basically, you take a beat, and then you can take a beat online with no lyrics, and then you make up your own lyrics. Is that it?
Exactly. I make up my own lyrics. I make up my own melodies, and this it's a process.
Of course, it's a process. But what about now? How did you get? How you? I saw one of your music videos the other day. It was fantastic. How did it was you and a woman, and it was beautiful. So tell me about how you do those music videos. How many music videos have you done, and how do you do them?
So I have done one music video, well, actually two music videos.
Okay.
I've done two music videos. One was done by someone that I found on Instagram,
Okay.
and one of them was done by my son,
Okay.
actually.
Okay. But what about the one with the woman I saw? Isn't that was
That
really cool?
one, that one was done by the person I found on Instagram. That was called Broken.
You're broken. That's the one. That's the one I saw the
Yeah.
other day. The one we're gonna watch today is Energy, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's
Which is the one that I did with my son.
okay. How old is your son?
My son is about 16 years old.
Wow, you definitely don't look your age then, because you, like I said, you don't look much past that yourself. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, is he part of you? I guess he's part of you. Now, well, who was the woman? Is that your girlfriend or your wife that was in the other one?
No, that's just someone. That's a model that.
Model. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I mean, they're pretty good at now. Do you edit your own videos too, as well as doing music?
Yes.
Okay, so you're quite astute when it comes to working with video editing as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of like media coverage, what aside from my show now, have you got any other ones in Boston or Providence or New York or anywhere else?
I have not yet, but I'm working on trying to, do more interviews and stuff like that. But
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay.
you are the first.
That's good to know. That's an honor. Believe me. I expect it's going to launch us both of us a long way. All right. So you, when you choreograph a video, you plan it ahead of time, right? Is that it? You write it out like we want, like you know what you need as far as scenery and people, and
Yeah. So usually I have a lot of things in my head, and
right.
I plan it out in my head, and I try to execute it as well as possible.
Okay. Right, I understand. And then you figure, how did you get that model? How do you get people in your videos? Do you have like an online rehearsal opportunity
So
for people?
that young lady was recommended by the actual videographer who did that video.
Oh, okay. I see. I guess you work well with that person as well. So you,
Yeah. So I tend to work well with a lot of people.
yeah, I can see that.
I've from doing music to just everyday life. I tend to work well with people.
Are you still a mechanic, or are you just doing your music full time now?
I'm actually a truck driver,
Oh, okay. Well, that's something. That's a good thing.
and
And you can,
I still do mechanic work, but not as much as when I was an actual mechanic.
when you're a truck driver, you can always find, when I think of truck drivers, you can always equate truck drivers with music because rolling along the road is musical. Plus, everywhere you go, there's something different, and you can always, turn it into a song, basically.
Exactly.
That's what you
I get a lot of my inspiration from stuff that I see on the road.
exactly. Okay, that's pretty cool. Like Willie Nelson on the road again. Obviously, that's the first thing I thought of when
Yeah.
you said truck driver. Okay. All right. Have you ever done anything else? And like, you look athletic. You played sports at all when you were a kid, or still do anything?
Yeah,
Like
well, when I was younger, I played like soccer, cricket.
okay.
Because
Now,
I'm from the British colony, so
right. I understand. Well, I was going to ask you, what was life? What was life like there? I mean, did you? I mean, I guess it was always warm, right?
yeah, it's pretty much always warm, but when it rains, it rains.
Well, when it rains, it rains. It rains everywhere. I mean, that's of course. Yeah. Okay. And you were there until you were 18. You said, right?
Yes, I grew up mostly on the beach.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I did a lot of outside stuff. I wasn't really an inside person until I came here, and then it was like, oh, it's really cold. I gotta stay inside.
When you came, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, you picked a cold weather spot. I mean, we got the four seasons, as you know now.
Yeah.
But you must have had a reason for it. Well, was there anybody here? Was there anyone in the northeast of the United States that made it worth your while? Anything? What was the? I know you were pursuing your music career, but was there anything else, or what part of? Was there anything about just music, not just music, but what anything else that inspired you to come here besides that, if
So
anything?
what brought me here was my dad.
Okay,
I had no choice in the matter.
I understand.
So he brought me here. He said,
Well, I always say everything happens for a reason, and look how great it worked out for you.
yeah, I'm doing okay for myself
You
right
are doing
now.
okay for yourself. All right.
But
Um,
I'm trying to make this music into something big.
Of course, that's exactly what you want to do, and I expect you will. You're very talented, and you've obviously influenced a lot of people. Well, guess what? We're about halfway through the show, and now we're going to watch a music video called Energy, and then we're going to come right back and talk about it. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after we watch Amir's video, and we'll discuss it. We'll be right back.
little thing and yeah, it shows. Ain't no other girl got my attention, yeah, baby. You been checking out my boxes without even knowing. If it ain't the right energy, it ain't the right place for me, yeah, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. If there ain't any room for growth, I'm getting right off these boots, yeah, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. If it ain't the right energy, it ain't the right place for me, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. If there ain't any room for growth, getting right off these boots, yeah, yeah, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. Yeah. Girl, you got a vibe and sing. Yeah, you're such a vibrant thing. Such a beautiful soul, I wanna know. Every time you come around, voice in my head comes down. Say you're the one, say you're the one. If it ain't the right energy, it ain't the right place for me, yeah, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. If there ain't any room for growth, I'm getting right off these boots, yeah, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. If it ain't the right energy, it ain't the right place for me, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. If there ain't any room for growth, getting right off these boots, yeah, yeah, yeah. Not gonna waste my time. Yeah. It's a vibe I'm looking for, baby. And I think you got it.
Okay, Amir, that was great. Tell me what we just watched. Tell me about that video. Energy that we just watched.
So that's the video that I told you that my son recorded.
Right.
So he was the cameraman behind that
Okay.
video. I
Okay.
gave him a few pointers and told him what to do, and he did very well with it.
He did. So what was the inspiration for the song itself, though?
It's just that I looked at some stuff on TikTok and it was like a trend that was going on, and I was like, maybe I should make something about that. And it
Okay.
was like, if it's not the right energy, then it's not the right place for me.
Right. Okay, I
So
understand.
I built the song around that.
He built a song around, what has to work for you, right? And what doesn't. I know that's what we do that every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you turned an everyday situation into art, and that's incredible. That's with your music, and that's amazing. And that shows how talented you are. Now, as far as like how much time do you spend a week writing, new stuff? Would you say?
Every chance I get, I am down here in my studio. I'm even down here when I have my daughter. She's down here with me.
Okay. How
and
many kids? How many children do you have? 2?
I have 3 kids.
3? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you got Are they? So they're all part of they're all part of your musical family, I guess.
My son, my oldest son, actually, he makes beats.
He does. He makes beats
Yes,
now. Does he do it independent of YouTube? I'm not of YouTube. What do you do? Independent of online stuff. He's able to do that. Is that what you're saying?
He don't really post anything. He just do it for fun. But he's very talented.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. And you use his beats for your songs, right?
I haven't, because he makes a different genre.
Oh, okay.
So he does more like hip hop, that Jersey Shore stuff.
Okay. Now, is there anyone that inspired you? I'm thinking maybe Bob Marley, but I'm just wondering. You tell me if there's anyone that.
I would say there's this artist that's from my country called Scorpion.
Okay, I love the name.
But there are also a different bunch of artists, like Neo inspired me.
Well, Neo's pretty awesome. Yep.
Who else?
Yeah, Neo,
I
because
would,
Neo is like R&B sound that from what I've heard.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I say my genre is Afro beats, Caribbean.
Okay.
It also has a flair of R&B in it.
Exactly, and it's a nice combo. Plus, and the difference is that the Caribbean beats you get the kind of like the bell drums, right? You don't have the bell drums in R&B, but you can mix them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the bell drums are great because because something about that Caribbean sound and it gives everybody the impression it's warm. It's just a warm sound, because that's
And it makes you want to dance. So
exactly. And they like to dance. And speaking of that, are you a dancer? Are you a dancer as well? Do you dance?
oh, I don't really dance. I think if I put my mind to it, I can do it, but I'm not really a dancer.
Okay. Well, are you going to have more dancing people in your videos and upcoming songs that you do?
In upcoming songs, yes, I am actually planning a music video for a song I'm about to release in next no January 1st.
Oh, cool! Right at the start of the year.
Yes, this starting the year off big because I have a couple of projects that I'm working on that I wanna push.
Okay, you want to talk a little about them without giving too much away?
So the song I'm releasing on the first, that song is a dancehall song.
Okay.
So that's I'm gonna be doing a remix to that song also, which I'm going to be doing the music video for with one of my buddies from New York. So it's gonna be a video shot in probably New York.
Wow. Okay, that's going to be great. I mean, you already have people down in New York that you're working with. Is he a
Yeah.
musician too?
Yes.
Okay. How did you meet him? How did you meet up with him?
So he's actually from my country as
Oh, he
well.
is.
So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, but we reconnected when I came up here, and we started doing music up here as well.
Cool. All right. Now, in terms of like traveling, are you going to be making like are you going to be ever doing like a national tour at some point, or have you
Uh,
ever done one, or you tell me about?
that is the goal for the future. I wanna create a tour for like the US.
Right.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna involve Canada, but might.
Well, you got to start small and make it bigger. I
Yeah,
mean, you got to see how you got to test the water, see how you do down here, and then if you want to go north, then you go north. It's like the song energy. You got to see where the energy is.
exactly.
Everything kind of melts together like that. All right. So that's you built that studio when that's something you totally built yourself, right? Basically, all that behind you.
Everything myself.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. So, do you have an agent at all?
I do not have an agent. I am currently in the market for one.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we can help you with that. What about that studio in Randolph? Do you ever go? I mean, the one you were talking about, not the one you live in Randolph now, right?
Yes,
Obviously,
I
that's
live in
your house.
Randolph.
But the
Yes.
one where you began 5 years ago, is that still around?
I no, he actually moved, so
Okay.
it's not there anymore. But he still does music, but not as much as he used to.
Okay. Well, right now, well, you're more independent now than you were when you got here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, do you ever like when you're on the road? Now, when you're doing your truck driving, do you ever stop in and sing to people on the road? I mean, you must have to make stops, and then do you ever do anything like that? Just thought it might
I
be an idea I like giving people that might behoove them.
I don't really do that due to the fact that I try to be in and out of every stop that I make.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you have to get your job done. I understand. You don't want to.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. You're really good at what you do, but you still have your priorities when you're on the road, and you have to get those done.
I want to get back to my house so I can create more music.
But what about the possibility of maybe doing a music video involving when you're on the road and visiting stops? Is that possible at some point?
If I ever create a song about being a truck driver, yes.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Yeah. I mean, do you take when you do video, do you bring your camera with you so that if you ever see anything that might inspire a video, you can just click on it and then you have footage ready if when you decide to create something later?
I usually use my phone, so
Oh, that's what I mean. Your phone, whatever works. So
yeah. But yes, I have I have done a couple of those shots, like promo videos where I incorporate like little things that I've encountered.
That's awesome. And Amir, guess what? We are now under 5 minutes to completing the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
Yeah, this was very great.
Yeah, good. I hope I asked good questions, and that's what I do I try to do it every week. All right, so what I want you to do in the remaining time is give some shouts out to people that are going to see the show. People, your friends that you just mentioned, your kids, and then we'll wrap it up with my snap and the way we began it. So go ahead. We'll just condense them.
Shouts out to Ende. That's somebody I do music with. Shouts out to Taylor Morgan, D Money, Boom Squad. Shouts out to Pharaoh G. These are all people that I put on shows. Shouts out to my kids. I love you guys. Shouts out to my mom. I love you too.
Cool. Okay. Now, if you had a good time with me, what I want you to do is you have my number now. I get a lot of guests through word of mouth. Give my digits to anybody that you think might be a good guest for me, whether they're musical or not, just somebody that you think might have an interesting story to tell. I got you from somebody else, I'm pretty sure. I think you found me through somebody that did my show a while back. And now now that's how I network, obviously. I ask people ahead of time to give my digits to other people, and then we get more people on. And you know how that works. Networking is all about just
networking is everything.
Passing the word, exactly. All right, now, before we wrap the show up, I know you mentioned your song that's coming out on January 1st. Is there anything else, any event that you're doing that you want to mention before we wrap it up? I just want to make sure that we cover everything. If not, that's fine, but I ask every guest that.
I do not have anything coming up. Oh, also, shouts out to Lay, who is doing an amazing job in this music industry also. I forgot to mention her.
Okay. I'm glad I slowed it down so you had a chance to think of it. All right.
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, well, we're going to wrap the show up. I have one favor to ask, that will you stick around and my tech guy will take a pic for Facebook and I'll tag you in it. And then hopefully you can tag me as well. You did a wonderful job. I love having musical guests on the show. Music is everything, and music gets me through my days for my whole life. And I'm so great when I have talented folks like yourself on. So.
And that's why most of the artists do music.
Yeah, exactly. So we can get stuff like me involved, and then I can pass the word and get more people like you on board and all that. And that's how it works. And that one hand washes the other and all that. All right, so you ready to wrap the show up with my snap and the way we began it? Okay, folks, we're gonna wrap up this Talk Time show. We're gonna have another great one next week, just before Thanksgiving. So rolling out and snapping off. There we go.